You're listening to Rodney Rogers Outdoors Radio, where we turn it upside down and look at the outside from the inside out. It's safe, it's legal, and we're having a blast. So put your shoes on, my friend, because we're going outdoors.
Woohoo! Thank you for listening to Rodney Rogers Outdoors. I'm Ryan Mike, the man calling himself.
Still the champion.
Oh, man.
Rodney
We're going to talk about that. And we have a special guest tonight, Steve Schulthies. Steve, thank you for joining us tonight.
Glad to be here, brother.
Mike, if for those of you that have seen the show, watched many podcasts, Steve is definitely one of our great friends. He's also with, tell everybody who you're with and you're sponsoring the show.
Phillips Contracting Incorporated.
Phillips Contracting Incorporated. And we love this guy. I won't even go into details why we love this guy. But this is our 1 hour vacation for the week. We get to relax for 1 hour. Steve texted me yesterday, says, man, I miss you guys. And I'm like, get on the show, man.
Heck yeah.
Come to the show.
Open invitation.
We have Steve on the show tonight, talking a little bit about our random stuff. We're going to be talking about, we got duck season coming up. Mike, how was your weekend?
It's all kinds of seasons coming up, isn't it?
A lot of seasons are full swing.
Deer season's full swing.
That's full swing. A few seasons coming in.
When does duck start? This weekend?
This weekend.
It's this weekend.
Yeah, the 21st is the start of our duck season.
Do you have plans to duck hunt?
I do. I will be duck hunting. All
right.
For ducks, I will be duck hunting Saturday morning. I got a bad feeling about that, and we're going to get into it.
Yeah, that can't be a good thing.
I know.
No. I have a bad feeling about carrying guns.
Yeah.
That can't be good.
If you're carrying a gun with the intention to kill, there's nothing good about that. I do want to give a quick shout out, and I don't mean to bring the show down, to Paris. We love you. A lot of bad stuff has happened to them over the say our prayers are with you. How does that sound? Sound good? Alabama?
What?
I don't even know how to say it.
Then don't.
Okay.
Just don't even try.
Don't even go there.
Moving on.
So moving on.
Dingle and Johnson.
How was your weekend?
It's like a bad form of Tourette's. Just Dingle and Johnson.
Dingle and Johnson.
Like dangling participle or something? I don't know.
It is. I'll move you here real quick. Hang on.
Yeah. How we doing?
You're good.
Test.
I'm just playing.
So this is our 1 hour vacation. If you want to take part in the show, check us out you can hashtag us at hashtag on Twitter, RROR.
Yep.
Ask us any question. We get it live. If you want to call the show, which some of you may want to when you hear what our topic is, it is 262-57763.
Yeah, just to reiterate, if you're listening at Tuesday night, actually this is November 17th.
Yes.
From 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are indeed about as live as you can get.
Episode number.
So call the number
93. Is it 3? I'm sorry. We should be,
93.
Yeah, 93.
It feels like 94.
It does feel. Yeah, I know. 93 definitely felt like 2. It's 93.
The episodes are important because we have the 100th episode at the Gnarly Barley.
This is working out incredibly well.
Yeah, we're jamming this.
That is a great place.
It is.
That is a great place.
We haven't actually signed on the dotted. Do we need to sign on a dotted line, or are we just going to?
We're just going to show up.
We've got the approval.
I think Trey's got it.
We've got the approval of the owners. Verbal.
We got it from both sides. So he said just keep him updated on where we want to set up the whole 9 yards.
He knows we want to launch fireworks, right?
I don't know about
pyro.
So we're going to do it inside the barn, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Do we have a pyrotech anywhere? If you're listening, you're a pyrotech. We're probably going to need you. And a fireman. We're going to need a fireman.
Lots of firemen.
There's a fireman listening.
That's
we're gonna
right.
Need you too. So,
but we're planning on that being the first Tuesday night in 2016.
Yes.
And that's going to work out to be our 100th episode.
100.
Providing we're consistent between now and the end of the year.
We're going to be
the plan.
sick or not. We'll do it. It's one way or the other. We're going to stay consistent. So we'd love to have you there.
Yeah.
Look up gnarlybarley.com. It's pretty easy.
Is that even what it is?
Yeah, it is.
That's
Actually.
okay.
Yeah, I looked it up. Yeah. Commercial, we give away the address. I'm like, you know what? I was listening. Nobody does
Orange
that.
Avenue,
Nobody
yeah.
does that anymore.
Nobody does that
Yeah,
anymore.
it's true.
We're the only guy. We're old fashioned. We're old school, dog. That's not.
No, we're just old.
Okay.
Oh, trip kill.
I'll give you that.
I hate to tell you that.
Yeah.
So,
no,
Mike,
you're
what
right.
is this here? I saw this sitting here.
You know what?
This is pretty cool.
That book, I read about a chapter a weekend. I take it with me when we go on the weekends.
Okay.
And I read it. Sometimes Kim will listen. Sometimes she's too busy to listen, and I'll read to myself. But it was just sitting on my desk. I'm like, you know what?
Let's put it up there.
Let's put that up there.
This is Peter Updike, our good friend from. He's from Florida. Talked about some of the old times. How you liking it? Or you're not even.
Are you liking it?
Oh, I love it. It really is. It's I don't know how to describe it because it's nothing like I anticipated.
Yeah.
And when I first sat down to read it, I'm like, oh, I got the book now. I want to read it before the next show so I can give a review. It's not that kind of book. I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
But you can take it chapter at a time and just slow down.
Oh yeah. You know what?
Relax.
You're right.
And enjoy it.
Each
because-
chapter is its own
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
there's
that's
morals.
exactly
It's
right.
funny. It's heartwarming. And
Yeah.
if you have an outdoorsman in you at all, you're going to enjoy
This
this
is the book for
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So
What is
check
the
it out.
title?
Check this out. Are you
Wild
ready?
Treasures.
Wild Treasures of an Outdoorsman.
Yeah.
That's the title. I read the book literally. I was glued once I started reading, Mike. And I'm not a reader. I'm telling you. I mean,
Yeah, me neither.
and I finished it in what, 3 days?
Yeah. You know what it is? It's the because let's face it, when we were kids, when you ran out of the house to go outdoors, that was your first independence.
Yeah. Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's the closest
No,
we
you're
got to
right.
independence at the
Be
time.
back before dark.
Exactly. Before dark. Otherwise, you're Mom.
Oh yeah. You heard mom.
Yeah, there was no
yelling.
cell phones, no beepers. It was
Yeah.
just some yelling.
Yeah.
But that was our first independence. So the relative trouble we got into at that time was really us, testing our boundaries and learning our manhood and staying outside. And
That's
I mean,
exactly right.
it's so that the book has a lot of that in it.
Yeah.
So especially if you're a gentleman, I'm sure many women just really would relate to this. Every chapter of it's really good.
phenomenal book.
So,
You gotta
I'm about
check it
3/4 of the way through.
out. And you're loving it.
Let me
Uh-oh.
move
Do
that
you have
book.
any special
Gotta
spots
move,
marked?
I got to move that bookmark to about 3/4. There we go.
You got any special spots that you like?
I like
mean,
my
is there anything-
bookmark. My bookmark. the
Oh,
Rodney
right
Rogers
on.
I know
Outdoors.
that guy.
So let me tell you a little bit about my weekend before we get cranked up.
Please.
So Sunday, Nick and I, we're going to go. You know what I mean? We're
Very
going to do
good.
this.
Awesome.
Now, I knew it was windy. I checked every coast and every
That's okay.
facet of every direction. South Florida, West Coast, Fort Myers for snow. And I said, look, it's supposed to get windy around the 12 o'clock range. Well, here's what happened. What happened was, so we go and we see this car slid off into the trees. So I'm
That's
like,
really windy.
that's big.
Yeah, that's serious wind,
That's serious.
Mr. Rogers.
I think they were clubbing at the bar the previous night, and that helped, So me, Mr. Run, I got this. I have 4-wheel drive. I've got brand new tires. It's never been in the mud. I'd like to try these
I've
out.
seen that attitude.
Pulling you out of the mud. So meanwhile, I get stuck, and they're stuck. So someone reports an accident, and then the ambulance shows up, the fire truck shows up, and everybody shows up. And I said, "Look, man, it's pretty embarrassing. I'm stuck. I'm just trying to, be a, help." So anyway, 3 hours later, we get on our way. We pull everybody out. Everybody's fine. Ambulance just laughs at us, and they go about their way. So we hit our fishing spot a little late. Too windy to get on the water. Super windy. We tried for tarpon.
Where were you?
We were in Cocoa Beach area.
Okay.
We're in the back canal.
Yeah. Okay.
We're on the tarpon. We see some giant tarpon. They're just surfacing, and then they're coming up, and we can't get them to hit for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe they just weren't hungry, whatever. So
They can be very temperamental.
yes, tarpon are very nice. But the best part is my cousin, who I consider the manly man of all manly men.
Second too.
Second to Mike Coy. So,
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Concur.
I'll say.
I concur.
well, we're in the boat. I'm in the front of the boat, and we're like right on. We could see the mud being kicked up from these tarpon. We could see it, and I'm like, we're close. Well, this 6-foot tarpon is literally right beside me. We must have hit it with the boat. Freaks the tarpon out. The tarpon freaks
Splash.
out. Well, Nikki, my cousin, freaks out and screams like I've never heard a grown man scream before. Steve and Mike, I'll tell you, I thought an alligator had splashed, grabbed him by the jugular or the sternum and ripped his chest out of his body.
That's hilarious.
I expected to turn around and find him just screaming like a marmot. If you've never heard a marmot scream, look it up right now.
I am.
Oh, are you looking it up?
Yeah.
So a marmot screams ridiculously, and I start laughing so hard. That's a marmot. So,
and the
Just picking it up.
the only reason I have that is because you emailed that, you texted that to me on Sunday or Saturday.
And I said, Nick screaming. Mike almost got bit by an alligator, and he was like, whoa, 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 whoa. You know, very manly, whoa, whoa. Nicky screamed, and then he looked at me like, oh, my God, I just let that out, and I can't take it back.
Did I do that?
Was that out loud?
And I laughed so hard that it took me like 8 minutes to get my breath, and I thought I was going to pass out and drown in the water.
That's
The tarpon soaked me. I mean, it freaked out. When I look back, the tail came up and just literally just drenched me. And that was my highlight of the weekend. We ended up going bass fishing. We caught 30+ bass.
Wow.
I posted it on the Facebook, and you can see it there with our Rodney Rogers Outdoors grub. And
It's a good grub. It will catch anything.
We saved the day. If you look right, keep going down. Oh man, right there.
Yeah,
So
you had a busy day.
yeah, we caught a ton of fish. So it was an absolute blast.
That was a really
Mashed
potato.
It's a hand job, I thought.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, great.
And so we salvaged
my little
days.
pinky has a mind of its own over
I
here.
see
Decided
that, man.
to.
You done very well. I thought, well, wow, that's pretty cool.
I think you just won something, Steve. I don't know what.
I won something with my story. So it turned out to be a great day because we got a ton of bass. We salvaged the day. We didn't get to go red fishing like we'd hoped, but that was my Sunday. So
How long have you and Steve known each other?
Oh my God, 9 years.
Oh, it's got to be longer than that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's been a long time. The first time I met Steve, it was the first time I went offshore fishing, and Steve got to witness and yell at me. As a matter of fact, the first time
I do that.
Yeah, and there's nothing. You did the right thing. When you're offshore fishing and you've seen mahi around the boat, it was like we came up on this little buoy. It was like a crab buoy, 40 miles out in the ocean with a rope on it, and there was 50, 60 mahi on it with this iridescent blue. And it's the first time I ever seen it. And I'm just mesmerized. The water's dead calm, and I'm mesmerized. And I'm holding the fishing pole with the bait on it. And Steve says, you got to throw that in the water and catch a fish. You just going to stand there and look at him. And I'm like, oh, my God. So I drop the lure, and I catch one right off. I mean, the first, as soon as it hits the water, they hit.
Yeah.
It was.
They get in a frenzy like that, they'll eat everything
in their path. So I don't even know how many we boated that day off of that buoy, but I left mine in the water, and it was like just one after another. It was crazy. So That's the first time I met Steve.
Well, we've been Steve's been on the show once or twice, maybe before.
a couple times, yeah.
Longing to have you back.
I've actually called him before we had to re-edit everything.
Yeah, it was early in the show. Wow, yeah. So Steve is where I learned how to be a mate on a boat. He is actually my mentor. He's the first mate of the boat that I go on, and
great.
Absolute my mentor. And I try to learn everything I can off of him. And I always said, in fishing or hunting, when you stop learning, you need to stop that sport. If it's hunting, if you're done learning, you're done hunting. I mean, or fishing, you can always learn something.
Yeah,
isn't that delicious?
Yeah, isn't that one of the great things about any outdoor sport? I mean, you can get into it about as much as you want to, and you can keep on going. You can keep on learning. There's no point where you can just know it all.
I always equate it to golf. You can get as serious as you want.
As you want to be.
Yeah,
that's right.
As serious as you want to be.
If you want to take a lesson every day for the next 4 Or you,
and still be a mediocre
Yeah.
golfer.
oh, you could be, if you want to continue on to be a great golfer, you just have to, you hire Butch Haney and you go on about your business. Of course, $1,000 an hour, you can go right ahead and be a great
that's exactly
golfer.
right. That's exactly right. And, and that's what I equate the knowledge that I get from Steve Steve, because I'll tell you, on that same boat, the one weekend Steve didn't go, and I was first mate of that boat that day. I admire this man. I understand his reason for being as stern as he is, because when you're the first mate, you control the captain. You have to look at the captain and say, this is my boat. This is how I run it. And there's a reason. Captain drives the boat. He has the overall say, but that first mate controls a multitude of things. And
Is the pressure more on you as the first mate, Steve, to put fish in the boat, especially for a client perspective, than it is even on the captain?
50-50.
Is it?
The captain has to find the right water.
He's got to put you in the spot.
Right. And then from there on out, it's my job to get, as a striker, first mate, what you want to call it, it's my job to get the fishing started, the baits, the lines, getting everybody in position, getting the proper gear out, getting the lures out, getting the bait out, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. And
I guess you can't have one without the other, can you?
Well, here it starts out with all your baits frozen. So if you don't start to thaw your bait out till you're 30 miles outshore, you're already behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
The routine starts as soon as you even before
when everything starts.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I noticed that because when I first started watching him, I'm like, why are you doing this so early, dude? We got an hour of driving.
You've got to, the boat's been sitting there a while. You got to get everything ready on the boat. You have to clean the boat. You got to get I'm going to get all the baits out and get them start thawing and getting everything with the salt down and getting the lures out. And then that's going to make a mess. So you got to clean up that mess, and then you got to make sure you have your life vests on standby. You have your gaffs and your fishing belts for those people that can't handle the rod. See, like all the heavy offshore gear is all right-handed. Everybody buys right-handed fishing gear because the one out of every 50 fishermen is left-handed.
Which is
I am one of the left-handed fishermen, so I have to have a belt to where I can.
And a lot of people go, I'm too manly. I don't need a belt. And he's right. It's coordination of how you're reeling. If you're
a lot of times, I just leave them in the gunnel and just fish right out of the gunnel.
Right.
I know a guy that every time he gets something online, he's like, "Give me the belt." It's gonna be a big one. Give me the belt.
It's like a 1 inch.
It's a Leviathan.
It's still the bait. Yeah. So this is definitely where I learned. Hey, I want to give a shout out to our Georgia boys again. They're listening tonight.
Oh, great.
They're going to be hopefully involved in our topic tonight.
Okay.
So our topic's basically going to be, we're going to talk a little bit about duck hunting because some of them we're taking duck hunting this weekend for the first time in the state of Florida. Hopefully, if the weather stays good, and then we're going to get a little bit of conversation. I know Steve's going to be able to chime in on this one. I want to buy my first assault rifle. When I grew up, assault rifles were taboo. I mean, it was just like, it's a no-no. Why do you need 30 shots? The whole adage is 30 shots, and that's not the case. It was a one-shot deal. My dad bought me my first shotgun. It was a single-shot Harrington Richardson. I have a single shot.
Is this your teaser, or are we into the topic?
This
now?
is the teaser. It's a long teaser. So that's our topic tonight. So
just keeping it real. I actually had to stop the clock, Rodney, because
Thank you.
When do we start a 2-hour episode?
I know, dude. We're this close.
Maybe 101. Maybe episode 101.
We're already.
So do we have any news tonight? I don't know that we have any time, but there was one thing I wanted to mention. We can move on.
You mention your thing, and we'll just leave it at that.
Because we have some viewer mail I want to get to.
Let's do your thing in the viewer mail. How's that sound?
But you had mentioned the whole Paris fiasco this weekend, and now the USRSF. The Pentagon has announced today that the formation of a new 500-man elite fighting unit called the United States Redneck Special Forces. So I guess
where do we sign up?
Exactly. Well, check this out. I guess the idea is the boys will be dropped off into terrorist-centric countries and given the following facts about the terrorists. Number one, the season opens today.
Okay.
Number 2, there's no limit.
We have carte blanche.
what?
I like this. Yes,
Yeah, I like it.
Number 3, it tastes like chicken. Number 4.
Spicy though, chicken. Spicy.
Number 4, they don't like beer, pickups, country music, or Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
And number 5, they are directly responsible for the death of Dale Earnhardt. The Pentagon expects the ISIS problem to be cleared up by Friday.
By Friday.
I thought I saw somebody down in turn 4. I did.
That's funny. I was actually at that race too. Yeah.
I was supposed to be there, and I told my buddy, I said, we don't watch, but he still has the unused tickets.
That's crazy.
Well, I've got mine framed. I got the Sunday paper that, he was right in the middle of there was 5 that they picked to win it. Dale Earnhardt was right in the middle of that Sunday paper.
Yeah.
And I have that Sunday paper and my ticket stub.
That's crazy.
So,
anyways, let's do some letters.
Let's do some letters.
As you remember, we're adding a song each week.
Yes.
So here we go. You ready? Here we go.
Yes.
You've got mail.
Letters. We get letters. We get
55.
Oh yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman.
Send me an email. Email. Another freaking email song.
There we
That's
go.
like-
All right.
Daniel Dennis.
Yeah. So pretty soon it's gonna be an hour of just email.
The whole
mail.
show will be the email, and then we'll answer one question.
Let's get into it.
Lay it on me.
Here we go. Glenn at Flowers Bluff, Florida says, I only have 14 acres of land to hunt, and our house and our shops take up a quarter of it. Well, basically, a quarter of it isn't huntable.
Okay.
It is less than an acre wide. People own land on both sides and hunt it. What can I do to get the deer to come out in daylight hours? We have a few nice bucks on camera, but they're all at night.
Okay. Honestly, that's it. Remember, deer are
they nocturnal?
Well, not necessarily.
Do
They
they
can be. Depends on the weather. Depends on a lot of factors there. So look at the times that your deer. Why are they coming on your property? Why have you set the camera up where you set it up? So the one thing to do is put a feeder right there. Set your feeder to go off early morning and midday.
Train them.
Train them to that time.
Okay.
So basically what they're going to hear is they're going to hear this feeder go shing, all the corn sling, and they're going to hear that for miles.
Okay.
And they're going to come in at those times. Now, if your partner, your neighbors have some kind of same setup, then they got to cross all those properties, to get in the same position.
Okay.
14 acres is plenty of land. You only need 1 acre to shoot a trophy buck. You're
Good
not going to
point.
shoot a trophy buck
Good point.
3,000 acres away. Remember, all you need to be healed in residential areas that are legal to hunt.
Oh, is that true? Really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sounds weird, but that's the truth. So
Okay.
set your timers during the day at hunting times.
Train them.
Train them.
Stephen from Dozer, Georgia. Steve Schulthies, feel free to jump in on this. One's right up your alley. I recently landed my first broadbill swordfish and want to preserve the bill so it can be painted. What's the best method to cure the sword and rid the bill of that awful stench?
These are
So-
I am no taxidermist. If I can't eat them, I don't keep them.
that's
And I agree. You can eat the sword.
A lot of people-
That's not my thing.
yeah,
I don't do that.
a lot of people keep the sword as a trophy.
That's what he said. I want to
Yes.
preserve
Keep it
the.
outside. You salt it, even with table salt.
Yep.
You can't hear. Did you lose everybody?
Yeah. Go ahead.
You got it. And
I
if
can
you
hear you.
salt it with table salt, a lot of times that's one of the best ways to preserve it.
Natural preserved. Yes.
Yeah, it's a natural preserve.
Okay.
So just salt it, set it out, and just let it dry out, and
Okay.
it'll be fine. There's there's no meat. It's only skin on the sword itself. So that's the best way to preserve it.
By the way, Jennifer's on Twitter saying you're not old, Rodney.
I'm not old.
She's
Awesome.
just showing you some love there.
Aw,
Thanks,
How
Jennifer.
many hearts is that worth?
I love it. That's worth a lot of hearts. Let's see. Ryan Smith has. Go ahead with the.
You got
next
another one?
question.
Have you got one?
Ryan Smith has said, I have a custom built on a 300 platform. So he has, I'm going to say a 30 caliber platform. So go ahead.
Okay. Christian at Buckhead Ridge, Florida says, I love to waterfowl hunt. I have 2 dozen duck decoys. Wow. And 9 goose decoys, 4 of which are full body decoys. What would be the best setup to attract both duck and geese? I hunt on a pond with a grass area the whole way around it.
Well, I would leave the goose decoy out because we're coming into a season that is, we can shoot Canadian geese, but there's the Canadian goose season. You know what I mean? We're not into that.
Okay.
There's not a lot here. So do not focus on your geese. Focus on your duck setup. So basically, in the morning, you're going to check your wind direction. A lot of times, ducks will come in on the. So you want to set your decoys in a formation where it's inviting to the ducks. Too crowded, it's not very inviting. You want to, in the first of the year.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, if
Spread
you've
them out.
got 2 or 3 dozen decoys, at least put out 2 dozen.
Okay.
Put out and keep them kind of spaced. That leaves them very comfortable. There's space for other ducks. They know it's safe, and then they'll fly into your decoys. You want to keep them in the direction of the wind. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely does.
Do they face the wind?
It depends. It depends. They'll come in on the wind. They'll with their backs to the
Right,
wind, and that's
right.
how they land. So once they land, they can face any direction. But the key is what I normally do, and it's proven kind of successful. Is I leave. It sounds weird, but kind of the same formation that they fly in. I leave D formation on the water. It's only in my mind. You
Sure.
do what you want,
Sure.
and that leaves them that center lane to kind of come in.
Okay.
It seems to prove effective. It
Okay.
does for me. It works. We do very well, and it does good. And I've tried it both ways, and it does good. Now, the later in the season, the less decoys you want because ducks are split up. And when they see a group of ducks, then they're a little more weary to come into a group. So you want to put out literally 3, 4, 5, 6 decoys versus 24. So the later the season, the less the decoys.
Skip the geese.
Skip the
put out the
geese,
duck.
leave the goose.
Spread them out.
Yeah, and spread them out.
Okay, bear with me on this one. This one's going to lead into our topic, actually, but here's the good one. It's complicated. Listen close, gentlemen. I've always shot double action pistols. 1911.
Okay,
Beautiful gun.
that's absolutely
So I guess she's not talking about the year
That's it.
1911.
right.
Actually, you are.
Yeah,
Okay.
you are.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Both.
Okay. I'm torn between a full-size pistol and a commander-sized gun. I plan to use it for target practice and home defense. I'll also carry it if I can conceal it effectively. What do you advise? Get this, Darcy from Miami Beach, Florida.
Okay,
Gentlemen, watch out for Darcy. Let
this
me
is
preface it by
definitely
saying that.
up your alley. as
Whatever
well.
she feels most comfortable with.
Yeah.
For home defense, you might want to go with, personally, I'm from the military. I carried a model 1911A1 for 13 years and loved it every minute of it.
Now,
It's the
top 10.
I
and you got
remember- yes,
1911.
I remember that,
here's-
yeah.
Here's that top question. A lot of people make the.
You're not old. Your memory's still working. That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of people make a 45. It's a 45 caliber on the 1911 frame, and that's what he's talking about. Yeah, that's when the 45 automatic first came into
1911.
the military was 1911. So that's
So the 1911
Yeah.
actually is.
Yes, but,
Relative.
Yes.
whatever she feels most comfortable with is
Yeah.
what she should carry, especially when you're dealing with home defense.
Yeah.
She needs to be able to handle it the best way she feels most comfortable.
I'm assuming a commander-sized gun is a smaller
a little bit
format.
smaller.
Yes.
Yep. It's a little
And-
bit smaller format.
And
Yeah.
if it feels better in her hand and it feels better in her action and mobility, then go that way.
The Browning high power was based off the 1911 frame. It doesn't have quite all the safeties. Now it is a single action pistol like the 1911. You have to pull the hammer back in order to get that first round started. So it's a little bit smaller frame. I don't know Darcy, so I don't know if she has big hands, small hands. So check between the two. You can get the Browning high power only the highest comes in is 40 caliber. But the 1911, obviously you can get the 45. So the only reason.
And the Sig Sauer P220
Oh yeah,
is if she wants to go with a smaller size pistol, that is
That
a
is a
phenomenal weapon.
And SIG now has the 1911 frame.
Right.
You know, that's
Say that again. What's that as a good option?
6
Sig
hour.
Sauer.
Yeah.
Six.
SIG, SIG, Sauer, SAUR.
Sauer.
Oh, it's a beautiful. They're out of Germany and they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Well,
weapons.
folks, if you're
but you will pay for it.
Yeah.
a gun person, this is the teaser for tonight's episode. So stay tuned. But we're gonna take a quick break from one of our sponsors, our favorite sponsors, Mr. Schulthies, Phillips Contracting.
With 116,000 foreclosures in the state of Florida alone as of January 2014, a quality contractor is critical to the process of returning a foreclosed house back into a home. Let me introduce you to Phillips Contracting Incorporated. They are Florida state certified and an approved REO repair vendor for both Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. PCI currently provides multi-level services to realtors, banks, asset managers, and private homeowners. Though they specialize in dealing with REO property repairs, they are a design-build company.
Here at PCI, we pride ourselves on professional, high-quality work. Our clients know that we're not your typical contractor. We're proud to be reliable, trustworthy partners with you. Our repair coordinators are ready to communicate with you honestly and quickly about every aspect of your project. We're here to say yes to our clients.
Phillips Contracting services Florida from Orlando to Miami. Whether you're looking for a quote, repair updates, or just want to talk business, give them a call at 941-483-3800.
Gnarly barley, come see why the whole world's singing. No,
What are you doing?
dude, I am writing a song for gnarly barley.
Didn't realize you could sing. Second of all, why don't you just tell the people how great the gnarly barley is, give them the address, and move on with the show?
Have you ever had their flatbread? Their jalapeno flatbread with the cream cheese on top and the chicken and the special sauce on it. Holy moly. No, wait a minute. Obviously, by the look on your face, you ain't never had that big time fiesta. Jalapenos, provolone cheese, tomatoes, red onions, and again, fiesta lime.
Okay, that's it. Shut up, Chubb. We're out of here.
Are you serious?
Come on, we're out of here.
Truly one of Orlando's hidden gems, the Gnarly Barley offers a contemporary selection of bites and brews, serving a mind-blowing selection of craft beers and original mouth-watering menu creations. The Gnarly Barley and its incredibly accommodating staff have created a place that really is difficult to put into words. So do yourself a huge favor and come see why people praises of the Gnarly Barley.
Oh my goodness.
I told you that big time fiesta.
That is phenomenal. I totally get why you're trying to write a song for that.
Not as simple as you thought, huh?
No. Okay, check this out. Gnarly barley.
Come see why the whole town's singing gnarly barley. Buy some brews.
Located at 7431 South Orange Avenue in Orlando, Florida.
Hi, yeah. So let's get into our meat and potatoes, Mike. I was, I been in the market for some time. For
Why?
a couple, a great answer, great question. I just wanted to shoot one. I shot one, like last in March. I went out to Shane, the property we went to. My buddy Shane. You know, we were going to hog hunt. We never did. There's a lot of hogs, but we never see them. He had a AR type rifle. I don't know which one. And I shot it, and it was just a lot of fun. It was like the old 22s. Remember, I used to shoot 22s, and it was a blast.
Is it a 223? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 223, and it was just a lot of fun to shoot. So I thought, man, why not? You can set it up with some really cool optics. You can put some options on this thing. Now, I'm all about the home defense. I have tons of home defense. I've got just stuff. I got a lot of stuff.
And an assault rifle is basic. I mean, you would just target practice with. Is that really the purpose? Is it more the novelty of having one?
You know what? It's the fun. I mean, it's a lot
just
of
shooting
fun
it.
in shooting it. Yeah. When you shoot my 300 mag, there's no fun there.
Why?
because it
lets you know it was shot.
Yeah, things happen to your body. I mean, things I can't explain. To where if you shoot it enough, you go.
You will be bruised.
Yeah, you're like something happened. You know, something's not right. So, as I said, growing up, we were a one-shot family. You know, my dad was the big belief in. My first shotgun was a single shot. My first rifle was a single shot.
That's fine. For starter guns, those are perfectly fine. Everybody in our group started out with single shot.
And so assault rifles were like taboo. You know, like you need 35 shots to kill. No.
Well, I'm going to let you do your thing, but I have my own opinion.
No, jump in, Steve.
Okay, have it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put this out there. I love the Second Amendment. I believe that everybody should own what they want to own and shoot what they want to shoot. That's fine with me. But for me personally, the only reason to have an assault, in quotation marks, rifle, whether it's automatic, semi-automatic, whatever it is, there are two reasons: sport shooting and killing people. And
sport shooting mean like competition?
Oh yeah, or just to go out there, have fun, go out and shoot out the target practice, have fun.
Okay.
Sport, they're not good for hunting. People have used them for hunting, but it's not practical.
Right.
In my opinion, there are two reasons to have an assault rifle: sport and death.
Okay.
And for that reason, I tend to not support them.
Okay, I see.
Unless you are
right
Well,
I can tell you that we went out this some time ago, and Nick had an assault rifle, and there were two deer. He shot one, and I shot one. And his deer went down with that 223 as quick as my deer went down with the 300. I was impressed. I mean, I know a lot of people that have hunted with 223.
But had he had a 243, it still would have gone down.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So why is an assault rifle? Why is it not a good hunting choice?
It's
accurate. They're
because I would think it'd be the opposite.
They're very they're designed to put out maximum death.
Okay.
In a quick amount of time. So they want to put rounds down range while they are they can be very accurate. The 223 is a very fast round.
Yeah.
Very fast. It will go through schools.
Right. Yeah, and like you said, it's a very fast round. I know a lot of people now, and this is kind of why I'm going to the assault rifle, coyotes. Ryan,
that's a perfect rifle
for the coyotes. Ryan, our buddy,
Ryan Smith,
our main squeeze. What I like to call him our main squeeze is coyotes, and went to Shane's property. I had that AR-15, in my hand, and I just didn't know Shane was so good. He didn't. Man,
wow, you got some backfires going on there.
So I didn't load the rifle. I'm used to a bolt action. It's ready to go.
Yeah. There's a charging handle.
And he has I wasn't used to it. My bad. I never shot
your first shot was click.
Yeah, exactly. So I clicked it, and I'm looking at this rifle like I've got like this. I'm like reading Japanese instructions. This AR-15 was Japanese to me.
I understand
bolt
that.
Action, single shot.
You're looking for a lever. You're looking for something
very simple. This was a complicated piece of machinery.
It's a T-bar, yes.
Yeah, to those of you who own it, I mean, you take it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was in the Army.
Yeah, so you know these things. If you don't know these things, so for once, Rodney Rogers is on the outside of a weapon I've never shot. I mean, the only other time I've been in this position is my uncle.
The howitzer.
Yeah, it was a howitzer. I got into a tank and I didn't know where the controls were. So my uncle we go deer hunting in one of the management areas. It is actually, back then you had one doe day. You got 1 day to shoot does. So he gives me this British 303, and he gives it to me. He goes, sit in that tree. I'll be back to get you. I'm 13 years old. When he tells me to sit in the tree, I'm sitting in the tree.
You ain't doing nothing else.
Nothing else. My job is watch this tree. So sure enough, I'm sitting up there. 2 hours later, here comes a doe. I pull the trigger. Nothing happens. I don't know where the safety's at. I don't know nothing about this British 303. He hands it to me and says, hunt with it. He's hunted it with it many times. I've never even seen this rifle. So I'm like, nobody saw a deer all day.
Bullets go in here.
I had this deer eat under my tree. He ate under my tree. He waved at me. She waved at me, said hi. You know, I'll never forget that. So, you know, and I've always said is if you buy a new firearm, make sure it's unloaded, make sure your muzzle's pointed in the right direction, and play with it. I told you that with that Ruger.
Yes, no, I agree. Yes.
You know,
take it apart, put it back together.
Guns are now designed to, you can fire them 1,000 times empty. It doesn't hurt them. It was a taboo way back in the day. Now it just doesn't happen. Play with your gun. Get familiar with it. Know where safety, how to put it together. Know your rifle. And I was a stranger to the AR-15, and most people wouldn't think that about me, but I was absolutely out of my element. And the coyote, you know, I would have extinguished them had I had the option.
Instead, he had lunch.
Instead, he just said, whatever.
He ate your baby.
Yeah, the dingo ate my baby. So,
what's an assault rifle go for on the market these days?
It ranges. Honestly, I found them from $400.
Really?
4,000
to 4,000. Absolutely. It, you know, from what my buddies are telling me now, the guys, when I do a shout out to Georgia, these guys are all, you know, assault rifle guys, man. They're talking about Vectors and Vixens and all kind of V's, AKs and
a female fox.
So, and I don't, that's the language I don't know. That's a realm that I've not tapped into yet. So, I mean, these are all assault rifles, you know, fun to shoot. And,
they're a blast.
A blast to shoot. And I'm thinking in my mind, literally with the amount of coyotes that are in Florida, and now that I have a place to hunt coyotes.
They're actually, you know, coming into the residential area.
That's quite exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
maybe now that with the bear thing that went down, maybe they'll have a coyote season. You can just blast the hell out of coyotes.
Well, coyote season year round.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know, so you know, you don't have to worry about
now you
that.
can hunt in your backyard, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, unless you live downtown. So I mean, it's so now it's I want an assault rifle. So
are they designed for more closer range, or not necessarily?
No. You know, the effective range of the AR-15. 460 meters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a long way.
Yeah.
I mean,
nowadays, now you're with the new rifles they have out there. You know, they're dealing with 500 meters.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought more of an accuracy weapon.
Oh no, they're quite accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, they're very accurate. I mean, there again, that depends on your optics. The barrel now, I was doing some research on them, which I rarely do research on stuff. I just buy
no,
it.
if you're going to make a major purchase like that, you should research it.
Normally, I go, I buy.
It's pretty. I'll take two.
Yeah, it's shiny. So I mean, if I'm buying a bolt action, I know if I buy a Browning 300 or 30-06 or whatever, I know I'm in good shape. I can't go wrong.
Yes, absolutely. Mauser 308.
Time-proven weapon that is. My gosh, proved itself many, many, many times.
Again, the problem with those is they're all right-handed.
Yes.
Oh, the bolt action is backwards.
They do make it, but you got a special order, a left-handed. You know, my dad was left-handed, and he hated it. He had a left-handed Ithaca.
Nice.
20.
Yes.
I'm telling you, that man could shoot an elephant with birdshot. He was just that good. But, so, you know, to get into the assault range, I was like literally totally out of my element. So I started doing some research, and you know, and for me, it's accuracy. Everything, I won't buy something that is not accurate. So you look at barrel twist, you look at twist inside the barrel, which is the riflings. You want, you know, they give you like one twist per 8 inches, one twist per 7, you know, just depending on the rifle length. A lot of that has to do with it's going to be. Most people buy assault weapons for self-defense. I buy something for effectiveness. I want to know that if I'm shooting at something, I want to know that what I'm shooting at is going to, you know,
be hit
and extinguish quickly. So my Glock, I have a Glock 40 caliber. I killed 9 deer with my Glock 40 caliber, one shot. I've never had to shoot them twice. I killed 4
you
deer
killed 9 deer with one shot?
with
That's impressive.
All right, you stand over there. You stand behind him.
That's like a trick shot.
Yes. But my eyes closed, snowing uphill both ways. So a total of 9 deer, and I've killed total of 4 deer with my 40 caliber Browning handgun. The reason is the bullet moves a lot slower, has a lot of energy. Exactly. The energy is absorbed by the animal. It doesn't go completely through. But with those high-powered rifles, it moves so fast, it goes through the deer. The deer doesn't even know it's hit. It's that fast.
And then it runs.
And it'll run.
Yeah,
it'll run 30, 40, 50, 100 yards. You know, so it's a little bit different. So, you know, there's a lot of things to look at when you're looking at rifle. I'm not buying a rifle for home defense. I'm buying a rifle so I can shoot, kill, I can shoot coyotes, you know, rabbits, whatever.
Can you take something like that to a gun range?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Indoor gun range?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's very few rifles that you cannot take to a gun range. The way they're
The
designed.
howitzer, yeah.
Yeah, howitzer, definitely not to the gun range. Then it's an open air gun range. You know, you got some issues over there. So any weapon in an assault weapon.
Are you not hearing this?
You want as a tactical look. That's why people freak out in the assault world. Yeah, Ryan's right. I mean,
testing 1, 2, 3, testing.
Are you good? You're dead?
Yeah.
Oh.
How about now?
Continue with the show.
How about now?
No.
So
Can you
Ryan actually brought up a good question. And this was I keep forgetting where he's sending us messages. Oh, here you go. I got it. So Ryan Smith sends us, pal, any weapon in an assault weapon, you want one as a tactical look. That's why people freak out to the word assault. That's exactly right. So basically, all my guns have lights. I have a 410 snake charmer. It's a little bitty 410 shotgun. My kids hunted dove with it. I had a red dot scope on it, and they could shoot hogs with it. It was given to me by my buddy Gus, who raised his kids on a single shot 410 with a red dot, and he could hit these things. So they grew out of it. I built a stock for it. I welded, milled, and machined a stock so I could have a single shot, and I put a 45 long Colt, tactical round in it. So it sits in my house. It has a flashlight, on it. I put a rail on it so I could put a flashlight on it. So it sits in a specific corner for, home defense.
Whatever's needed at the time.
Absolutely. Now, to me, that's a home defense weapon because I'm not going to hunt with that thing anymore, ever again. My assault rifle, I want to hunt with it. I want to hog hunt with it. I want to turkey hunt with it. There's things.
Great for hogs.
Yeah.
Great for coyotes.
Yeah,
yes,
coyote.
absolutely.
I definitely want to shoot a coyote with this thing. And I want to put some good optics on it. There again, I'm all about how this thing shoots, So to me, it's accuracy. If I can shoot something at 200 yards and I can shoot it on 3/4 inch pattern, I'm happy. To me, that's an effective rifle.
That is an effective rifle.
That's what I shoot with my 300.
Okay.
200 yards, I shoot a 3/4 inch pattern.
Okay.
It's just, I feel comfortable with that. But I have very expensive optics on this rifle. And the same way with if I buy an assault rifle, I'm going to put very expensive optics on it. A lot of people put short range optics on these assault rifles because first they're in home defense mode. They put all these stuff for 30, 40, 50
Very
feet.
scary, yeah.
Yeah. I want the 200 range. You know what I mean? I want the optics that's going to reach out and touch at 200 yards. That's the optics I want. So it'll be sighted in. A lot of times my optics cost more than my rifle itself. So
understandable.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's important. If you can't see it, how can you shoot it? So that's my theory. So I'll spend $600-700 on my rifle. I know the scope I already want for it is $1,200. I know that. So I'll have a $2,200 rifle, but it will be deadly accurate.
So now you can see it. You want to make sure you can shoot it if you can see it.
Yes. So that's kind of my adage.
Okay.
To me, it's all about the optics. So I'm in the market.
We just shows on
Yeah. A lot of people are telling me to build the AR myself. I can order.
Yes, you can. Yeah. Your MP5s. Yeah.
And I can build it myself.
You can do it any way you want to do it.
Yeah,
and have a lot of aftermarket parts.
Absolutely,
you can
this
have
thing
a
is so
great
versatile.
time.
They all fit.
Yeah,
I mean, they're all built basically on the same frame.
Probably a lot of places you can get the parts for them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I did a search today, and my jaw dropped. I was like, "Holy moly!"
Wow.
Because to every weapon, the part that has the serial number to the firearm is the most important part. That's the part that has to be registered with the, the federal drug and firearm.
Not the Food and Drug Administration.
No, it's
alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
Yes, those guys.
Yeah.
It has to go through. So if I can order a barrel, no problem. Shipped to me right to the
interchangeable.
house.
Yes,
yeah,
they're
stock,
interchangeable.
Everything.
If you want to go a longer barrel, shorter barrel,
exactly,
you can do it all.
But whatever has the serial number on that has to go to a licensed firearm dealer, which is, for me, would be obviously Addison's. So the cost is, from what I hear, is that section is called the lower end. There again,
lower receiver,
yeah.
Upper receiver, lower receiver.
Right. Excuse my ignorance, but
the lower receiver is where the serial number is.
Yeah, where all your trigger and your
chamber,
housing
and your whole house,
your main frame. Your upper receivers where your barrel and your hand guards and that type of thing are. Your upper sights, your upper receiver has your bolt.
I was told to see if we could talk without moving my hands. I'm not sure if it's possible. So it's that lower receiver. It is what has to be shipped in. So this is what I'm learning. So I can't.
I can't not watch your hands now.
I am mesmerized.
That's a problem, yeah. I'm like, wow, he's doing a trick.
So once you get the lower receiver, I guess you can put this thing together, lock, stock, and barrel.
Okay.
That's where the old.
There's a gun show coming up, isn't there?
There was one in Lakeland this past weekend.
No, I think there's one in town this weekend.
Is there?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just making this stuff up, Rodney. You know that.
Well, in that case, I believe there is.
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Whatever Mike says, I will go with that.
I heard an advertisement on the radio for a gun show coming up.
And send Mike a PayPal request.
And for me, that is, for me, the place to buy a gun is never at the gun show. Me. I don't know about you, but what I find is the pricing you have. It's the same when we go out to art shows.
Right.
Never buy a piece of art at an art show.
Okay.
You get the artist's card. You meet him after the art show,
sure,
and you'll get his true pricing.
Really?
I find the same thing at the gun show for the most part. There are some great deals that you'll find at the gun show, but if you're looking for brand new in the box, says packing grease and all that on it, your best prices usually aren't at the gun show unless you're buying in bulk. If you want 10 of them, you can probably get a great deal.
Yeah. I'm not sure I ever bought anything at a gun show. I really don't. I can't think. I've been to a million gun shows. Oh, you know what? I bought my first Glock at a gun show. Yes, I did. And we're talking the 80s.
But if you did your due diligence, you know what the retail price of that is.
Yeah.
If you got below retail, you did a great job.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what I got it at.
Interesting. Yeah, so you have to be educated to know what you're buying, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's all about how we're doing on time, Mike. Are we doing good, bad,
indifferent?
You got to eat with everything going.
On my side, Rodney, it's awesome. We're doing great. How are you doing? Steve, you all right?
Is that a Sabres jersey?
You know what? This is actually an old motocross jersey when I was healthy enough to ride motocross.
I see looks like a buffalo on there.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of whatever you want it to be.
I thought it was a Patriot.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got a Buffalo Sabres jersey out of that for some reason. I don't know. Motocross works too.
I got the cheating Patriots out of it.
I cannot. The cheetah Patriots.
The cheetah. We are not big. If you're listening to your channel, we don't even know football exists. Actually, did they play the Super Bowl yet?
No, it's next week.
Oh, gotcha. Just checking. I don't want to miss it. It's my favorite time.
I'll be there.
Yeah, they play like 8 games during the Super Bowl.
I love
yes, it's best of 8 series in the Super Bowl.
All in one night.
Can I tell a story?
Please.
Rodney and I were working on the USS Intrepid. We're working on the space shuttle.
Yeah.
What is it? The Atlantic? No, it's not Atlantis. It's Enterprise. Enterprise is on the deck of the Intrepid. We're working on that ship, and we're assembling the.
I didn't realize you were up there with that project.
Yes, I was. Cool. Okay, so but that has nothing to do with the story.
Okay,
we had a day off one day during the week, and this is after the New Orleans Saints won the Super Bowl.
Oh yes.
And we're walking around Times Square.
Yeah.
We come across ABC Studios. Good Morning America is outside. Robin Roberts, I think, is outside with Drew Brees.
Okay.
He is the Super Bowl winning quarterback of the New Orleans Saints.
Yep.
And
I say that out loud, so I actually knew what it.
So Rodney and I stare and say, "Hey, man, that's Drew Brees." Rodney, with the straightest face, looked at me and said, "Who's Drew Brees?"
And I was like, "Dude, who's Drew Brees?" I thought, well, I want to see who.
I was like,
he's like right there, 10 feet away.
Yeah, and he's out waving in the crowd, and Rodney's like, I don't know. I have any idea who that is.
Respect, Rodney.
At least he was honest. I said, "Oh yeah."
Steve looks Steve looks at me like a monkey on my face. He goes,
I was like,
the guy waving, standing above
the 6'6" guy that just has a big Super Bowl ring on his hand. You know.
I'm like, okay,
that's hilarious.
Said, oh yeah.
Is he a football player?
Yeah. I didn't know he would pitch for the Pirates.
That's.
Woo. So, Mike, are we already out of showtime?
Yeah, no ducks tonight, Rodney.
No, what did we talk about ducks? We kind of did.
We mentioned a duck, and we had a question about ducks.
Yeah, so duck season is this weekend.
You want to start all over again?
Yeah, let's do 2 hours. So,
Todd Anderson says gun show prices are raised.
I agree.
You agree with that?
Yeah.
Again,
sorry, Todd, I missed
due
that.
diligence. Know what the price.
Yeah,
know what the guns were.
Before you give you a discount and still break even, or
I'll tell you what I did real quick. Bass Pro today. What's that new
Artagon?
No, the new
Academy.
sports store.
Fair store.
Academy. I went to
Love 'em.
Academy last night.
What's the Academy?
Academy Sports Store. They sell firearms.
Really? Where's it at?
That's right
East
here
50.
at Osceola, and you got one right here off of 50.
Osceola's not right here.
No,
East 50.
East
Okay,
50.
really?
Over by the old bowling alley. The
Yep.
bowling alley.
By the
Okay.
bowling alley. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
exactly. Well, their Glocks $4.99. The same Glock at Bass Pro is $5.69.
Who's your sponsor?
Not Bass
neither.
Pro.
Okay.
Yeah. Neither.
Yeah. Then due diligence.
Yeah. Due
It's a
diligence.
good point.
Do your research.
Same,
Yeah, so-
same gun.
Same gun.
Same guns.
Yeah. Same gun. So, I'm a Glock guy.
Oh,
Simple,
yeah.
a lot of things about it.
No
It's
hammer.
Very simple.
Nothing to get caught on. Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna be. I spoke to Ivan tonight. We're gonna be doing a.
I was going to mention. I meant to mention. Thank you for saying that.
I told him after the shows, after November, we're gonna set a time with him.
Okay.
We'll do our thing.
Yeah, because we've done one episode. Now, let's mention it real quick.
Yeah.
Of Outside Opinions,
Outside
which is
Opinions.
a gear review show, but
Yep.
we want to review with your gear
With
because
you.
because nobody knows what
Your
you
gear.
own better than you.
Exactly.
So we want you to be part of a
Definitely.
video episode or podcast, and we want to come with you and review your stuff. And Ivan has texted you and basically said, "How do we do this?"
Yeah, and so he'll be our next review, and it'll be.
I'm
with,
excited. I'm very excited
yeah,
about
with
that.
his caliber Glock that I've never owned. So I was curious about that Glock. So
Yeah, Ivan, we've been come December. We're going to nail this down and get this out.
down. So we'll get that out there. He's got some great points, and he's also got something else we're going to review at the same time.
Really excited about
So
that.
that's going to be a great review.
Yeah,
That's going to be a great view.
that'll be fun.
So, but that's the key. So simple to me, simple is better. The more safeties you have, the more, in my mind, the more options you have of things to go wrong.
We're going camping.
We're going camping. So let's talk about the camping trip real quick.
Real quick.
Um,
We're going to repost. We're going to repost.
We're going to repost
the
the
poster.
camping trip. We're going to move it over. We still got to get to it by boat. Still beautiful camping area. All the amenities are the same. We're just going to change location.
That's it.
Please.
Same date.
Yeah.
Same time.
Same date, same time.
everything.
Everything stays the same. We're just going to hopefully you're still with us. we're
no reason not
to be. Exactly. Yeah. So the reason we couldn't have it there before, we had a little more people than we expected. We had to change locations. We still have I went out there Friday, day before yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
Time flies when you're
having
having
fun. Flies, Mr. Rogers.
So it's still a great time.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a blast.
There's going to be some celebrities on campus or on site.
Rodney Rogers Outdoors going to be there. And we're going to fish, right? That's a big thing, right?
We're going to do some fishing. Yeah, we're still on the water. We're still right there. I mean,
so here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm chilling. I'm going out.
Yeah.
It's a vacation for me as well.
Eggnog and bourbon.
Eggnog and bourbon. I'm going to catch a fish, take it over, and you're going to help me clean. I want to clean. I want you to show me how to clean it.
We're going to show you how to clean it.
Take the
we're going to do a fish fry with whatever we catch.
Then get under the washcloth, get under the gills.
Sure, you'll show me how to do that. Maybe we can throw it on the fire and cook it up and do something.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll fry it. We won't throw it on the fire.
I just have one question for you.
Yes.
Are we going to have the famous Rodney Rogers sausage and gravy?
You bet. Sunday morning.
Are you really prepared? Because you could have. I know he does, but
I'm going to take enough to cook for 50 people.
Okay. So there you go.
Yeah, we'll have enough to cook. So I'm going to be up really early Sunday morning. You will have my famous that everybody loves.
Oh, it's the best.
Rodney Rogers Outdoors sausage gravy and biscuits, and I promise you, you won't regret it.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Bottom line, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm bringing the coffee. We're going to do some s'mores.
S'mores?
Yeah. What are you reading down there?
Let's
see.
I'll let you read it. Your wife said, did he really just tell people not to buy art at an art show?
I didn't say anything about jewelry.
Let me read you a story, Rodney, before we go here.
Let me have
Speaking
it, Mike.
of our non-sponsors, Bass Pro Shop.
Okay,
you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. It's about a sweet old woman who was shopping at the Bass Pro Shop.
I love sweet old women.
She wanted a rod and reel for her grandson. She doesn't know which one to get for him, so she goes over to the counter, and an associate's standing there wearing dark sunglasses. And she says, "Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me anything about this rod and reel?" He says, "Well, ma'am, come pop it on the counter for me. I can tell you everything from the sound it makes." Well, she didn't quite understand where that was going, but she dropped it on the counter, and he says, "That's a 6-foot Shakespeare graphite rod with the Zubco 404 reel and 10-pound test line. It's a good all-around combination, and today is on sale for $20. She is amazed. She said, "That's amazing how you can do that just from the sound of dropping it on the counter. I'll take it." And as she opens her purse, she drops her credit card onto the floor. He says, "Ooh, that sounds like a MasterCard." Kind of laughs a little bit. So she bends down to pick up her card, and she accidentally farts.
Uh-oh.
Passes gas, whatever you call it with the ladies. It works. And at first she was really embarrassed, but then she realizes he's blind. He can't tell who did it. He doesn't know I'm the only one around. So she doesn't say a word. Man rings her up and says, "That'll be $34.50, please." Now she's confused. She said, "Didn't you tell me the rod and reel's on sale for $20? How'd you get $34.50? Says, "Yes, ma'am. Rod and reel's $20, but that duck call's $11, and the catfish bait's $3.50. There you go, Rodney.
And as my mama said 18 million times, and I pray I get to say it half as much, you kids, get outside and stay.